Well, hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. I'm not a musical dude. I am just a regular dude walking in the Word. Today we're talking about the Song of Moses. The next two episodes we are talking about the Song of Moses. A song, if I asked you, let me do this. If tell me what I talked about last week on the regular dude walking in the Word. You might not remember. You probably don't remember, okay? A good chance you don't remember that. Or a sermon I did, last week or the week before or whatever. We don't remember those things. But, you know what? We remember songs. And just this week I was with a coworker and we were talking and I said, oh yeah, I know the song. And you can go back and forth with like, oh yeah, I remember this song, and the song sticks in your head and you remember the words and everything. And it's just that's the way we're kind of built, is we remember songs more than sermons and teachings and stuff like that. And so a lot of times when we're teaching something, like my wife has done, and they do it with classical conversations, they teach the presidents by a song. There's a song that you sing. We've done it, taught the Ten Commandments with songs and all kinds of stuff. It's an easy way to remember by doing it with song. We're in this chapter 32 here, and in this, God wants to teach the people what's going to happen. And I'm breaking this up into 2 days here. The Song of Moses, part 1 and part 2. In what we read today, God kind of sets it up and says, this is everything I did and how I took care of you. And he mentions Jacob and how I took care of Jacob, and then he's referring to the nation of Israel, all the great things I've done. The next day, which is tomorrow, we'll be talking about God's plan for discipline. And God, knows the future and knows that these people are going to need discipline. And he says that this is what's going to happen. You will, fall into idolatry. You will quit following me. You'll worship other gods. And when that happens, my anger is going to be aroused, and I will let you go into slavery in another land. And that's like what he said would happen, and that's what will happen. And so that he just spells it out. And this is the things that are going to happen when you do that. And so everyone knows. And so when the people were sold into slavery later on, into Babylon and so forth, it should have been no surprise. They knew this song way back from Deuteronomy 32, that's a consequence of what happens, okay? Just like if you rob a bank, if you get caught, there's a consequence. Saying going to prison. That's just the way it is. That's the way the law is written, that you will go to prison because you robbed a bank. And God is saying it in the song here too, so you don't forget. There's no excuse. You're like, oh, I didn't know that's what was going to happen. Well, you do, okay? So let me read here today. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, and I'm actually going to start at verse 30 of the previous chapter in 31, and I'm going to read all the way down to verse 14. It's a little shorter section today. And keep in mind, this song is like 47 verses long, so it's a long song. It's not the typical country song that we have today about, my wife left me and my dog left me and so forth. Okay, this is like, if you had a song this long, it'd be my wife and dog left me, and give it all the details of why they left you and how they left you and all that. So let's read here today. It says this: And Moses recited the words of this song from beginning to end in the hearing of the whole assembly of Israel. Listen, you heavens, and I will speak. Hear, you earth, the words of my mouth. Let my teaching fall like rain, and my words descend like dew, like showers on new grasses, like abundant rain on tender plants. I will proclaim the name of the Lord. Oh, praise the greatness of our God. He is the rock, his works are perfect, and all his ways are just. A faithful God who does no wrong. Upright and just is he. Okay? You just start out with how great God is. Okay? And that's just that's the basis of everything here. How great our God is, and how powerful he is. So that's the basis, the first 4 verses there. Verse 5, they are corrupt and not his children. To their shame they are warped and crooked generation. Okay, he's talking about the people of Israel here. Verse 6, is this the way you repay the Lord, you foolish and unwise people? Is he not your father or your creator, who made you and formed you? Remember the days of old. Consider the generations long past. Ask your father, and he will tell you, your elders, and they will explain to you. When the Most High gave the nations their inheritance, when he divided up all mankind, he set boundaries for the peoples according to the number of the sons of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob his allotted inheritance. Okay, when he's talking about Jacob, Jacob is the father of Israel, or one of the fathers of Israel, and so Jacob is referring to Jacob here personally, but then also to the nation of Israel. Okay, verse 10: in a desert land he found him. In a barren and howling waste he shielded him and cared for him. He guarded him as the apple of his eye. Like an eagle that stirs up its nest and hovers over its young, that spreads its wings to catch them and carries them aloft, the Lord alone led him. No foreign god was with him. He made him ride on the heights of the land and fed him with the fruit of the fields. He nourished him with the honey from the rock and with oil from the flinty crag, with curds and milk from herd and flock, with the fattened lambs and goats, with the choice rams of Bashan, and the finest kernels of wheat. You drank the foaming blood of the grape. Okay, this is talking. It's talking about Jacob, but it's also talking about the nation of Israel here. Okay, basically, you start out with how great our God is, and then it continues on with, look what God has done for the nation of Israel and how He took care of the nation of Israel. That's the bottom line here. And so you start off with that basis, and then tomorrow, and you can apply that today, the application for today is, look how great our God is, and then look how he has cared for the people. Look, I can look back this week. This week has been like, to me, a week from hell with all the different things that have happened. I've had 2 computers that quit working, and a truck that's not running right, and jobs that didn't go right, and all these things. But I have to, you could easily be discouraged, but I have to look back and look at the great things God has done, okay, and focus on that rather than the week from hell that I've had, and so it's really an encouragement to me, and so God is talking here about how He's taken care of the people. Okay, tomorrow we'll get into, the people have not followed God, and this is what will happen. Okay, hey, I want to thank you for watching. I am a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we conclude the Song of Moses. Lord's blessing. I will see you then.